The best time of year is back at EPCOT.
It's food and wine time.
Wait. We've already done this.
Yeah, but there's new stuff.
Oh, run it back. Hey there, Man Fam. We are back at EPCOT for the International Food and Wine Festival.
Not only have they opened up 3 new booths, but one of my favorite dining experiences that they haven't had since 2019 is finally back.
So let's get inside and enjoy some tasty treats.
First up, we are here bright and early at EPCOT before the park even opens to make a 9 a.m. breakfast date with a certain rat. I just assume he cooks everything in the France Pavilion. We are headed to the Parisian Breakfast at Chefs de France. And this was one of my favorite things that ever existed. Alan and I have been coming to this for long before content creation was involved in either of our jobs, because this is a all-you-care-to-enjoy breakfast in Chefs de France that includes fresh-made baguette, so much cheese, coffee, mimosas.
Croissant.
Basically, everything you know and love about Les Halles is there for a 90-minute eat until you can't move extravaganza. Or, you could be a regular person about this and eat a normal amount, but I'm going to eat as much cheese as humanly possible. And when Food and Wine returned after the shutdown in 2020, I wasn't surprised that the Parisian Breakfast wasn't offered that year. And then it continued not to be offered the next year, or the next, or the next, or even the next. But here we are, friends, in the year of Beyonce 2025, and the Parisian Breakfast is back. And I'm so excited. Right now, for this season, it is $65 per person, and it is only available on Friday and Saturday mornings. It's 9 a.m. to 10:30, so before the restaurant opens for lunch reservations. But it's a great way to get your day started. So I am so hoping it's as good as we remember it being. Let's get to France. A huge change from doing this in the past, because again, the reservation's at 9, but the park doesn't officially open till 9, but you can just let the cast members know you have breakfast at 9, and they will allow you in with the other breakfast reservation and the early park entry guests. But back in our day, Alan, remember when they'd hold us with a rope right here till 9?
Oh boy, do I.
Because
it's just like a stampede.
And then it was a stampede to Chefs de France with all the people wanting to get their cheese.
I'm not gonna lie, I might have thrown elbows.
You wouldn't. No one believes that. No one believes that you would fight anyone, because I ask you all the time to fight people to get me jingles.
Children. Specifically children, Molly.
Okay, that's where we draw the line?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, as always, there's no violence committed in the parks. By us, anyway. Anyway, the thing that changed that, and the thing that's allowing us to go into France earlier, is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, because that opens for early entry. People want to see that cute little chef, who I assume has made all the croissant, all of the baguette that they make in-house. I assume that means by Remy.
Now, like we do for cruise dining, we are not going to be giving our live thoughts and feedback about this food while we are at the dining experience, because we want to respect the other guests who are paying to have nice Parisian breakfasts and not hear us yap about food. So we're going to be recording our thoughts, and we'll get back to you later.
As we entered the restaurant, the wonderful server team handed us each a mimosa and guided us to our table, which we were sharing with another party. We then hit the buffets, and it's good noting that they've got 4 different identical buffets so that at no point does the line get too long. Starting off on the buffet, there was a variety of charcuterie meats as well as cheeses, including some delicious goat cheese and brie cheese. There was some lox as well as a salmon dip. A few spreads for the upcoming bread like Nutella and jam and butter. There were mini quiches as well as mini croque monsieur ham and cheese sandwiches, as well as a cast member there slicing that fresh baguette. And then, of course, we are in France, so we head to the pastry section, where there were a variety of pastries and danishes, several different croissants, including an egg and cheese croissant, a chocolate croissant, a ham and cheese croissant, a classic croissant, as well as some fruit and yogurt. One thing I did note was that on any of the food placards, they had any allergens in those dishes.
Now, as far as the drink situation goes, yes, unlimited mimosas are included. But if you wanted to go with just champagne, you can do that too. In fact, by the end of the meal, a lot of the cast members are walking around with open bottles of champagne, refilling all the glasses of plenty. Alongside that, though, you could get some coffee, hot chocolate, or soft drinks. My sampling, I tried the croissant with brie and prosciutto, and what's not to love? It's literally French pastries with French cheese and some delightfully cured meats. There is nothing that I want more for brunch than this. I also sampled the orange bread pastry. This was fine, it was a little dry, it didn't taste as heavily of orange as I'd want it to. I could skip this one in the future, but my favorite thing that I had, and I went back to get another one of these, was the mini croque monsieur. It was so wonderful, delightfully toasted bread, a little sweetness coming from the bechamel on top, that nutmeg coming through, and I mean, it's a French sandwich. What's not to love? Now later, I also went and picked up the ham and cheese croissant, which was very tasty. Crisp on the exterior, flaky on the interior, and it had a plentiful helping of ham and cheese.
As an egg fan, I was super excited to try the egg and cheese croissant, and it was delicious. It had a nice nutty cheese on top, soft gooey egg, and of course a flaky croissant. I also tried the mini quiche, and the crust wasn't my favorite, but the interior was delicious. Ooey gooey with a little bit of roasted red peppers. This was a fantastic small quiche, and then I topped everything off with a little sweetness from the pain au chocolat, which again, it's a delicious French pastry with chocolate and buttery croissant. This is my dream. However, out of all the things I enjoyed at the brunch, my favorite was just getting the plain fresh baguette or croissant, some of the jam, butter, and cheese on top. Again, if you love carbs and cheese, this meal is gonna be for you. Well, that's my dream meal.
Yeah, it was great. You know, I'll say this. It's incredible to have it back. The fact that this was not offered for 6 years, I know some of those during COVID, that makes sense, but I'm just so happy it's back now. I still think it's worth it.
I do too. It used to be less expensive, what wasn't? But I do think like $65 for an all-you-care-to-enjoy breakfast in France, which includes some of the sandwich items, some of the pastry items, as well as alcohol. I think if you drink alcohol, it's easier to
immediately
justify
more worth it,
the
yeah.
cost. My favorite part is when they switch from mimosas, and you can just straight ask for champagne if you want.
It really is great. You just sort of watch all of the cast members in Chefs de France go, yeah, let's just get the bottles of champagne.
They get it. But a glass of champagne in the France pavilions, like $12, $13, $14 plus dollars.
Now, obviously, if you are a meat, cheese, and bread lover, this is going to be right up your alley and a great way to start your day.
If you don't eat those things,
maybe not.
Yeah, it's definitely catered towards, it's French food, it's French breakfast. But I just overall hope this means that more of these types of experiences are coming back to Food and Wine. This used to be my favorite thing at all the EPCOT festivals, but especially Food and Wine. Just the fact that they would have this, and they would have drink seminars and cooking classes.
The drink pairing sessions.
Yeah, and I hope that this is the start of those things coming back, because I truly have missed those things since the parks reopened from the pandemic.
And they are such an incredible addition to these festivals. They are edutainment in a way that is incredibly themed for these celebrations. So again, just to echo your sentiment, fingers crossed.
But I loved it, and if you get the chance, again, right now it's Friday, Saturdays, we used Mouse Dining to book, not an ad, but we use them for everything.
They're very helpful.
And it was fantastic. But for now, we will leave you, and we will be back at EPCOT in a few days because they're opening new booths.
Hello again, everyone. It has been a few days, and we are back at EPCOT because 3 new festival booths have opened for us to try. So we are going to pop in and determine if any of these items might usurp our current Best of the Fest list.
First stop, we are in this little courtyard outside of the Creation Shop where 2 of the new booths have opened up. First of all, we've got the returning Coastal Eats seafood booth, as well as the brand new Gozes of the Galaxy booth, which, as you can see by the line, is very popular. I'm super excited to try those because the menu looks amazing. Alan's in line right now to grab us a little of everything.
And through the brush, you will see the influencer trying to find his mate. To court her, he has acquired 3 different treats, a common occurrence in the animal kingdom. Look at him, dodging such traffic with the prowess of a seasoned professional. He is carrying so many things with 2 hands and not spilling any of them. It seems as though he has spotted his target and is coming in for a landing. Amazing.
As Molly mentioned, it was an incredibly popular booth with a very long line, which means that there were not any tables to utilize. So you know what time it is. It's trash can table time. It's trash can table time. Ba-ba-da.
I am Groot.
From Gozes of the Galaxy, we have picked up all of the dumplings. The buffalo-style dumplings, this is chicken dumplings with buffalo sauce, celery root puree, blue cheese cream, crumbled blue cheese, shaved carrot, and micro celery. Also the street corn-style dumplings. These are chicken dumplings with tomatillo salsa verde, street corn salad, cotija cheese, and lime crema, and cilantro on top.
And lastly, the French onion soup style dumplings. These are pork and beef soup dumplings with caramelized onions, sherry beef broth, onion and Gruyere soubise, Parmesan crackers, and micro chives.
All right, I'm starting with the French onion soup dumplings, and I'm super excited because I love French onion soup. Look at that. Oh, look at all that cheese. The dumplings themselves have got this delicious and rich beef and pork soup in it, and it squirts out into your mouth when you pop in. And then the dumplings themselves have this perfect chewy texture to it. And then this is a creamy, dreamy, oniony, fabulous soup. It's got that sweetness from the onions, little nuttiness from the cheese. This is gonna be the best thing I eat today. I'm calling it right now. I'm also gonna dig into these. These are the street corn one. Yo, this booth is best of the fest. The dumpling wrapper, again, cooked perfectly. A little bit of sweetness from the corn. I wish there was more corn, honestly, because you're getting mostly the chicken flavor, which is nice and moist. It's not dry, which can happen with chicken. Little nuttiness from the cotija cheese. Little burst of lightness and a different texture and temperature with the crema. Like, I mean, literally, it's cooler. And then this tomatillo sauce is nice. For me, as a spice lover, I wish it had heat, which it does not, but for people that don't like spice, you'll be thrilled. This is also quite delicious.
And I'll be sampling the buffalo chicken buns. Whoop. 3 for 3. Chicken is moist. The gyoza itself, the wrapper, is so tender. Plenty of buffalo sauce, which I love. And it doesn't have a super blue cheese forward flavor. So if you are not a fan of blue cheese, it is not going to be overwhelming, and you can easily avoid the chunks on top. Plus, because it's buffalo sauce, there's a little bit of heat on towards the back of your throat. Listen, if the other two gyozas are not necessarily your speed and you want something that feels a little bit more close to home, it's hard to go wrong with the buffalo chicken. All around that booth, banger.
Banger. Best of the fest for the booth. One of the best overall booths, I think, here. Rank them, the dumplings.
Number 1, French onion.
I agree.
Number 2, esquites, the corn.
Oh.
Number 3, buffalo. What about you?
I would go number 1, French onion. Number 2, buffalo. I liked the crunch from the slaw, adding a little texture, and a little bit of heat. And then number 3, the esquites. But all 3 are very good.
Yes.
All right, we have picked up 2 items from Coastal Eats, and as a pro tip, it is not too far from the beautiful garden area outside of Spaceship Earth. So we've got a beautiful view of Spaceship Earth right here. We've got Mirabelle jamming. We've got the Celebración Encanto show happening here. So yeah, it's not too far, and this is a very quiet, nice place to enjoy your treats. We have, from Coastal Eats, the lump crab cake, which is with Cajun spiced vinegar slaw and a remoulade, as well as the seaside pot pie, which has got shrimp, scallops, crawfish tails, and lobster bisque, topped with a puff pastry. Let's get into it.
I'm sampling the pot pie. I'm already in love with the flaky puff pastry crust. I gotta be honest, this is not for me. It is fishier than I would like, and the lobster bisque isn't life-changing, and there also isn't a lot of it. So, if the best part of it to me is the flaky puff pastry, now if you are a seafood lover, maybe it was just this batch, there are big chunks of seafood in this, so that is a huge pro, that they do have a lot of seafood in big chunks, but as not the most avid seafood lover, not for me.
All right, and now the crab cake, which has got a Cajun remoulade and a Cajun slaw under it. This is a perfectly fine crab cake. It's not fishy, which I appreciate, because sometimes crab cakes do have that really fishy, like you're licking in an aquarium flavor. It doesn't have that. It's cooked well. There's a lot of the crab in there. What I am missing are a few things. There is a slight crunch from the slaw, but I like it when a crab cake is like seared on the outside so it has that nice crispness. But I mostly think I don't like the Cajun remoulade, which is very upsetting because normally Cajun remoulades are like big, bold, packed punch of flavor. And this has been watered down quite a bit. There's not a ton of flavor in the cake. It needs like 1,000 shakes of Old Bay and a bunch more seasoning in the remoulade itself. So this is also a miss for me. It's a perfectly fine crab cake, but there is better seafood at the festival, which you can watch in our big food and wine video where we went to all the other booths. One thing I want to remind you though is make sure to pack those patient pants when you're coming to food and wine. They are preparing it right there on stage. We had to wait a little bit for the crab cake, and some guests seem to be annoyed by this, but they're literally making it fresh right there. And you know, wouldn't we all want them to make it fresh? So just pack those patient pants.
And the last booth we are headed to is Festival Favorites. This is a rotating menu that features some of the favorite or popular items from festivals past, potentially on booths that don't exist anymore, like the pierogi. That Poland booth does not exist, but you can still find the pierogi here. And I am excited to dig into this menu in particular. And from Festival Favorites, we have picked up a true smorgasbord of world travelers. Here, from Poland, the menu that is no more, the booth that is no more, the potato pierogi with kielbasa, caramelized onions, and sour cream. From India, why it's not just at the India booth, I don't know, but that's fine. I like the samosas that they have there. The curry spiced fried cheese with mango chutney, ketchup. And from Ireland, the Irish milkshake. This is Guinness Stout, Bailey's Original Ice Cream Liqueur, and vanilla ice cream.
Obviously, I will be reviewing the cheese. Now, I did expect a bit more of a cheese pull because it looks like a mozzarella stick from Chili's. Actually, those are wider. That's not the point. Looks like a mozzarella stick you'd get at a chain restaurant, but this is my reminder and your reminder that this is paneer cheese, which does not melt at the consistency of like a mozzarella, but it is fantastic. I love the slightly sweet ketchup with the curry flavor in there, adding a little bit of pizzazz, a little something extra. So ultimately, it's just fried cheese with a little curry oomph, mango, little sweet mango oomph. We're not mad about it. It also has quite a large shareable portion, but not my favorite cheese dish. That is still the griddled cheese. I think that's still a little bit more unique. And there's more unique things cheese related, but who's mad at this? Not me.
All right, and I will be trying the pierogi. The difficulty with the pierogi, as was true when it was from the menu at Poland, is trying to get everything in one bite. I'm still gonna try it though. All right, we're gonna do. This is just a very simple, feels very home style, stick to your rib dish. There are no flavors in this that are absolutely gonna knock your socks off. There's nothing that's gonna come right out and really overtake you, but it is just hearty. The potato dumpling is cooked so well. The potatoes on the interior are light and fluffy. Caramelized onion, a little bit of sweetness and nuttiness coming from them. And then the kielbasa sausage is just a nice hearty sausage with some very nice like sage seasonings inside of it to help brighten this up. I don't have anything negative to say about this dish. It's just hearty and delicious. Fun fact, I've never actually had this.
Oh.
Yeah, when this was in Ireland and Ireland had a booth, we often walked by it, but I never sampled it, so I'm quite excited. It is not very alcohol forward, but you are aware of the alcohol in it, if that makes sense. It doesn't have that astringent, I guess, sensation in the mouth. Taste a lot of the chocolate, not just because of the chocolate shavings on top, which I love and I wish there were more of, but also throughout the drink. And then you get the smoothness of that Bailey's. And the Guinness, which is so wild, is there to just add a little bit of like heft and weight to this, but not in a way that's like feels super heavy. That's delicious, and I can see could be potentially very dangerous.
Well, we've conquered the 3 new booths. Was there anything that you ate today that you would have added to your best of the fest list? I will go first because I want to claim the Gozes. I think any of them.
First of all, I also want to claim the Gozes. That entire booth is the best of the fest. I think it's they knocked it out of the park.
I wouldn't be mad about eating any of them again. Again, I like the French onion one the best. I thought it was the most unusual one, and I like the soup dumpling aspect, but I also really liked the other 2. So booth, long wait during its first few days, but worth it, I think. Also, I think you could add that milkshake to a dessert best of the fest.
I found myself enjoying that a lot more than I thought I would, and the more I think about it, I think the Guinness not only has a little bit of like weight to it, but it also cuts through the sweetness that could be there potentially.
I'm not one who's normally into like putting alcohol and ice cream together. I want those things to be different, but I can see why that's a festival favorite.
I will make an exception for that. You know what I will not have again, and I would put on the worst is all of the Coastal Elites menu that we'd sampled. Both that pot pie and the crab cake were not for me.
The crab cake was itself, like I said, was fine, but the remoulade was really disappointing. And the pot pie to me tasted way too of the sea.
Yeah, it was giving ocean.
Which is, again, not for me. So those would be things I wouldn't eat again. I agree with you. But overall,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. Plus, we had the delicious breakfast in France the other
That's
day.
true.
So lots of good additions. And I hope, like we said, that this means next year there will be more seminars, that they'll bring back things like Party for the Senses and the wine and beer tastings and all those things that help make the cooking demonstrations. Like,
Everything
that's
that
what
makes
I want.
the festivals that we know, the edutainment aspects. It would be so great to see a lot of that return to Food and Wine.
But in the meantime, be sure to check out our main Food and Wine video where we cover the rest of the fest.
And until next time, folks, please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you are new, follow us on all of our socials, and come join us on Discord. We would love to have you there. The links for all that are down below.
Let us know which of these new items you'd like to try, including the French breakfast. And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it has been delicious.
It has been.